Hi guys, as I've already told you in my previous video, I really hate barbell fittings for my HS83s, but today I have something exciting to share with you and I hope that you are going to be excited too. To begin with, I'm pretty sure that if you ride trials and you use the Magura HS83 brakes, you've probably faced a situation like this one, that you have kicked the brake hose and it snapped at the end of the barbell fitting. It's happened twice for me and I didn't want it to happen ever again. So I had to find a solution. The first time this happened to me, I tried to reorient my brake hose so as to keep just one fitting near my rear foot, and by doing this I had only one barbell fitting at risk. But after a while I hit the hose again with my foot and it broke again. So this time I replaced the barbell fittings with olive-based fittings, and doing this allowed me to have just one barbell fitting on my brake system. Also, I positioned this barbell fitting at the side of my forward foot, and this is the best solution you can have so as to avoid broken hoses due to barbell fittings. Actually, I'm wondering why I still see riders use barbell fittings for their crossovers instead of olive-based fittings. In case that you wonder why I didn't directly replace every barbell fitting on my bike with olive-based ones, it's because each Magura HS83 slave cylinder has two different threads to get connected with the hoses. One that is a standard M6 thread and one that is a fine threaded M8 thread, and unfortunately the M8 thread is the one that can be used for olive-based hose fittings. So you are left with one M6 thread that can be used only for barbell fittings. In my opinion, this configuration that you use olive-based fittings for the attachment of the crossover hose and just one barbell fitting for the attachment of the main hose placed at the forward foot side is the safest that you can have in terms of the probability to hit the really sensitive barbell fitting. However, you have to keep in mind that even when you have just one barbell fitting, the nylon hose is getting quite stretched when fitted on barbell fittings, and in combination with any hose movement during training, you have to check the fitting out regularly as the hose tends to fatigue and get thinner at the fitting area. So, having this in mind, I never really liked this kind of fittings. The third time I broke my hose was because I accidentally kicked it while bailing from my bike, and the worst part was that I stopped my training session too early. So, I had to find a permanent solution for this problem. The first thing I thought of was to modify the Magura HS33 slave cylinders so as to have two fine M8 threads capable of fitting two olive-based hose fittings. Actually, this would be the best solution, but I thought that doing this, I wouldn't be able to also help you guys solving the same problem. However, be sure that I'm going to test it in the near future, as I really like the idea of fully customizing my slave cylinders. So the next best solution was to make an adapter that could be added to every slave cylinder and change the M6 thread to a fine M8 capable of fitting olive-based fittings. Thus, I designed my model using Fusion 360 and I 3D printed a mock-up prototype so as to visualize how it fits. Next, it was time to precisely manufacture my prototypes using a multi-axis CNC mill turn machine. The result was just great, and at that point, I would like to thank my friends over at Viometech's workshop that managed the manufacture of this one at such a short notice. I use mine for about 9 months now, and I'm so happy that even after a lot of beating, it just works great with literally no issues. The best part is that now I have peace of mind regarding the safety of my brakes even after a crash. But I would like to know about your experiences of hose braking related fails, and how did you manage to eliminate the probability of hose braking due to barbell fittings. Also, if you are interested in getting one of these barbell killer adapters, just DM me on my Instagram account or head over to the new website of the Xi Cycling project that is to host any new bike related part or tool that I'm about to make and will be also available for you guys. So that's it for today. I hope that you liked it and found this new adapter quite useful. I bet that you already know what you can do if you like this video, or in case that you want to help your trial buddies eliminate the probability of brake hose failures. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have fun and make sure that your bikes are well maintained.